Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and we have a list of 11 properties today. And it actually took quite a long time to prepare for this episode because I had to go back in the history and give you a sense of a lot of these are what we call recycled listings, is that the agent has canceled the listing and then they put a whole new listing out at sometimes a new price, sometimes the old price. But what it's designed to do is to kind of reinvigorate interest. Different than just marking it with a price change, to actually stop the old listing and start a new one. And it just goes to show you, I think the perception is people look at, property in Milton, they say, oh, there should be no problem selling it. It depends, right? It depends what you're competing against. It depends how many buyers are out there right now. It's not always the cakewalk that people think it is. When you have the exposure to something like Milton Daily Homes, our listings tend to do well. We can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we do sell properties for more in less time, and as a percentage of the amount of homes that we list, it's far greater that we sell them, or far more likely that we sell them compared to the competition. So if you want more information about that, let us know. What's interesting about this, I looked through the list, 16 washrooms in this home, which obviously is not true. So again, don't believe everything you read in the listings. This one on Bronte, number 83, renovated home, kind of flipped in 313. They were at 317 before. I don't know if that's enough of a price difference. We've talked about this in past episodes. Nobody hasn't made an offer because of $4,000 typically. It's usually not, like, I don't think that would dissuade somebody to say, well, I don't think they'd take 313. I think they'd probably give it a shot. So I don't know how much that's going to do. 811 Johnson looks like actually a really good deal. This is a first time listing, which is one of the few in today's list. It's in Amesbury. It's 1130 square feet. One of these just sold for over 400. Actually, two of them just sold over 400, which is amazing to me because I remember when the first number was a 1 on these things. But yeah, 1130 square feet. You've got one full bathroom upstairs. You have a finished basement. It's a good idea when you only have one bathroom up on the top floor to put another bathroom down in the basement. So that would have been a good strategic move. However, it still looks like it's priced where it needs to be. Clark Boulevard started at $439. They're at $435. It's really one of the best options right now to get into a detached home. I think the way that they've positioned the furniture does not help in the sense of trying to show how big the space is. And having the fireplace is a nice thing, but it's not a very wide room. And so I think that as much as this helps with, giving a feeling of coziness and warmth, this style of room probably is not big enough to warrant having a fireplace in it. Or if you did, you'd go much more slim profile. Anyway, everything looks good. It's clean in here. There's only one bathroom upstairs on this one. But this is what you get for this kind of money. This is what a detached home costs. I mean, it's very hard to find them under $450, and you've got this. I would guess this interlock is probably an investment of a minimum of $5,000, probably closer to $10,000. And it's a pretty big backyard because this size of property goes. There are 2,300 square foot homes being built on this property, and this is about 1,250. So it's much different. This one on Shepherd has had probably the most interesting experience. And we talked yesterday about the kiss of death. If you're not selling for the low price, don't cancel it and put it up to a high price. It doesn't work. Anyway, they started at $515, then they went all the way down to $469, and now they've just put it back up to $485, which is, I thought at $469 it was a good deal, but here's the thing, it's vacant. They could have taken this crap off the counters. It's harder to sell a vacant house, especially when it's older like this home, when you can see all of the flaws. Are there chips in the walls? Is the paint not good? Like, you really have to. Buyers get very picky on vacant homes like this because there's nothing else to look at. There's no other furniture. There's no other emotional attachment. Same with this here. That could have gone. Having the couch there, it's almost better just to take everything out versus having just this kind of couch in the middle of nowhere. We had a home that we sold. We picked it up. It was on the market for 4 months, and the sellers called us and asked for our help. They had some furniture that really didn't fit the space very well. It was fine for them living, but we got everything out of there. We told them to repaint and put in 2 new lights, and it was sold in 4 days for more than they ever had it listed for before. So that's the effect of just kind of knowing what to do with something like that, and recognizing that when the stuff's out, sometimes you need a new paint job. So Cabot Trail, 519. This one has been for sale again. This one's been 528. They bought it last year. It hasn't been that long since they've purchased the home, and they're kind of sticking to the 519. So they were at 519, and then they've canceled and then put it back out. So you start the clock back, but if nobody paid 519 for it and there was enough time that passed, you question, right? So similar home over on Fay Court that I think they took off, but it's still kind of for sale at 550, but it's got a pie-shaped lot and a pool, but it's a very similar layout to this one here. Giddings Crescent is 539. So they were at 529, and then they moved to 539. So it's I didn't think it was that prevalent, but for some reason in the last week, we've had a bunch of these kiss of death kind of pricing strategies, which I don't know. I'm not convinced that it's going to help anybody. And, in fact, it might even hurt them. So it's got the living dining in the front. It's got the kitchen and family room with a half wall. Some people, let me go back to this here. A lot of people say, hey, can I blow this wall out? Everybody wants open concept. But the thing that's nice about this wall is that you still kind of get open concept, but you can put even a piece of furniture against here. So it becomes functional. If they laid this room out different, there could have even been a couch here, and they have a whole other wall to work with. So anyway, pictures are a little bit grainy. 539 seems okay, I guess. I mean, it's just something like this on porch is a little bit bigger than that one, but not much. And it's got better finishes, but it's also almost $40,000 more. So this one seems a little bit high, but it seems very nice, right? So, we'll see what happens. Fourth line is 580. My understanding of where this one is that it's north of 5 Side Road, which would put it in Halton Hills, not Milton. So I don't even know if they're in the right district, to be honest. They say it's just north of Steeles Avenue, but it's probably a good 5 to 6 minutes north of Steeles driving. So this is where it is here, right in this zone. You're far enough away from the train tracks over here. There was talk of kind of like a corridor between 5 and 10, basically they call it like a GTA corridor or something. I don't think it's happening. And even if it did, there's so much red tape to cut through. You're probably looking at, 20, 30 years from now before they actually start. Martin Street is, I'll show you the pictures. There it is in all its glory. I mean, way to go on the presentation there. But here it is. It's right on the corner of Jasper and Martin. It's darn close to those train tracks, and Martin Street School is actually expanding. So you're going to run into some interesting construction around this property. I don't imagine it would be a very fun place to live if you want peace and quiet. It's probably got none of that for the next couple years. The property 80 by 132 is wonderful. And the area is actually it's a good looking street on Martin. Ferguson is 659, and so it is. I don't have the actual square footage of this one. It looks like it's got a bath and bedroom in the basement, so it's set up kind of like an apartment, but there's no photos here, so it's very hard to tell what we're looking at. Cahoon has been, ready for this? So 834, 829, 819, 799. So 4 different steps down. And what happens with that typically is when you go down like that, by the time you lose the momentum, what happens is you start to attract lower offers. And so if they just price, let's just say at this price point in the beginning, the activity and the traffic and everything would have been so much better. So it's I believe that this model is it's in the higher 2000s, like 27. It looks like a hazelnut from right here. Nice finishes inside, California shutters, granite counters. Presentation looks good, and then you've got the green space behind. with the trail. So, basically this model done well, we figured the size of this, like it puts you at least into the probably high 6s, maybe even the 7s, and then you've got your green space behind. So this price point being under 800 is going to open them up to a whole other audience. And then it's just a question of comparison value. What else is out there? How does it compare to this price? So that's the list. If you have any questions, just give us a call. If you want to see anything in today's list, there might be some that are kind of ripe for the picking, based on the time that they've been on the market. Although if you look at this whole list, it says 1 day, 0 days, not always true. So anytime you need research or anything known about a property, just reach out to us. That's what we're here for, is to help you out. And final note, actually, the one on Shepherd, I meant to mention this when we went through it. It's got the wrong square footage. So it says 1950 or something. It's not. It's 1860. Mattamy didn't even build anything in semi-detached over 1900 square foot in that whole neighborhood. So it's just not true. And if you want the floor plans, I can send them to you. So that's the list, and have a great day.